Hello everybody, welcome to the next Tuesday tour, and this is probably a scene that you might not have seen in St. Peter's before. I don't know whether you've guessed, but we are inside the spire, looking up, and you can see the windows shining into this empty space, going right up to the top of the spire from the inside, the tallest spire in Northamptonshire. I'm standing on a wooden floor in this little room. Wooden floor put in a few years ago to help us put in the bird guards on each of the windows. So here we are inside the spire of St. Peter's Church. The sign here amused me slightly for a while until I realised it was referring to the doorway ahead rather than the spire above. So I'm coming out of that little room inside the spire, out onto the battlements of St. Peter's Church. And here we are out on the spire looking out over Oundle. It's an interesting question as to why there should be these battlements and arrow slits on a church. They are probably almost simply decorative, but you'll notice there is also a little lookout tower. There are 4 of those around the base of the spire. There's another one just there that you can see more clearly, some steps up to it. And when we think that this spire, there used to be a central tower in church, as we thought about before, but then between 1350 and 1450 they took away the central tower and put up instead this spire. And I guess between 1340 and 1450 that was a time of unrest, time of the Wars of the Roses, times of the 100 Years' War, all around the 13th and 14th century. And we come on after that to the 17th century and the Civil War. And so it might not be such an unusual idea that a big building in a town like a church might have defensive battlements to protect the population and a place for people to gather inside. So these battlements probably merely decorative, but maybe they would have had a defensive purpose once upon a time. There we are, another view of the spire up there. I'm just coming around and we're going to go back down the stairs and I'll show you the bell chamber, but before we do that, why not get another little look over the town of Oundle. A little bit overcast today. So we come into here and we're going to go down the steps. You'll have to bear with me, it'll take a little while. I can't magically speed this up this time as we're going live. So I come down here, quite dark, holding a rope while I go, and we'll come down to the next room, which is beneath that floor I was standing on inside the spire. This is the bell chamber, with the next thing we come across. Here we are, and so I'll just give you a little look through the doorway here. Just turn around, have a look. And there we are. Up there is the wooden floor I was standing on. There are the lead guarded windows, and you can see St. Peter's Church bells just through the frame there. I haven't looked at my watch, so I don't know whether they're just about to ring. They may or may not be. And then if we carry on down, the next thing we'll come to is the ringing chamber. So here, in here is the ringing chamber. This is where the bell ringers gather to pull the ropes, the bells we've just seen. And this one, there's a service bell down at the very base of the tower, which I chime before 8 o'clock communion at other times on a Thursday too. And the rope comes all the way up here and is attached to that bell, and that's the rope they pull. And you've seen the clock from the outside. Well, this is the clock from the inside. And then if we just come up here, we can get a view out lower down onto the roof and a different view of St Peter's Church and the roof of it, and Oundle and the Gascoigne building and the rectory. So it's good that church has bells. It's a reminder when we have worship on a Sunday that we're gathering for worship. We don't have a regular bell ringing team. We'd love to get one established. If you're interested, we'd love to hear from you. But it's good that bells ring and people hear that church is happening, a reminder of the presence of church. But as Christians, we need to find all kinds of ways of continuing to communicate the relevance and presence of the church, or more importantly, the relevance and presence of the Christian message and the call of Jesus on our lives, declaring the good news to our community. And the bells can just be a reminder of that presence. But in the modern age, all kinds of ways of which we can do the same thing, not least perhaps on Facebook and through getting our message out like that. So I hope you've enjoyed today's a little tour, seen some bits of the church you may not have seen before. And there may be one or two more of these, just depends. But we'll take a break over the summer before returning again later in the year. I hope you've enjoyed today. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.